How pathetic can some people be?
Not a big fan of the celebrities, and it's not really the celebrities' fault, but whenever you read the articles about the celebrities, they always exaggerate their lives, try to make them seem so amazing, you know. He worked 3 years as a dishwasher before he hit it big. Hey, I worked 3 years as a dishwasher before I became a busboy. Some of these celebrities aren't even talented supermodels. Granted, they're hot, but how can you not be super at modeling? All you have to do is walk around in nice clothes. Hell, a hanger can do half that job. You put a mannequin on wheels, these chicks are out of business. And what separates the models from the supermodels? What are the models doing wrong? What, do they get to the end of the runway? They keep going?
Dumbass of the day. 93.3 KZOZ.
Ben Affleck is a jackass.
I couldn't agree more after watching a video that surfaced yesterday. This is an old interview from...
Is this the TRL video?
No. That's so Tuesday, Jeremy.
Oh, I see.
Or Wednesday. That's so Wednesday, Jeremy. Oh, my gosh. No. The video that we're talking about is a show that was a magazine-type show in Canada. And this is when Ben Affleck was pitching Jersey Girl, the film Jersey Girl.
Okay,
and remember, at the time, Jennifer Lopez was in the movie. He was dating Jennifer Lopez. He was hot and heavy with Jennifer Lopez. This is 2004. There is a Canadian TV host that hosted the interview. Her name is Anne-Marie Losique.
Yeah, I'm watching the video now. Boy, he's real handsy. He won't let her go.
Do you want to hear something?
Ben Affleck, whom I recently met on a Sunday morning. You'll be able to see him soon in his upcoming movie, Jersey Girl.
Now, get this 2004, so the TV quality, and it's Canada. So
Yeah,
I think
like
they've got some kind of probably translation for French going underneath it or something. But keep in mind, this is a Sunday morning, okay? And you watch this video, and it looks like he's drunk on a Saturday night. This is a Sunday morning, okay?
I like the perfume. They like this at the station. They would like it better if you did the show topless at the station.
Oh, my God.
'Cause that's sort of the idea, right? Here we go. Come on. Oh.
He's like manhandling her on his lap, okay?
And she's the host, and she's her face is just looking at the floor. Like, she can't even look up.
We can do the interview like this. Okay?
Oh, you're really sleepy.
That's a lovely perfume.
I mean, he's like hugging her, but
No, he's full on, like he's hugging her. He's like burying his face into her breasts.
What do you mean, usually ice cream?
No, usually perfume intoxicating. It's very wonderful. Well, you usually show a lot more cleavage than this. What's the story? Why are you covering it up today?
oh my God.
Sunday morning.
It's Sunday
He's been
morning.
holding her now for a couple of minutes.
Yes.
Like, he will not let her go.
How are you trying to fool Sunday morning?
Is she sitting on his lap?
Yeah. Yeah,
Like,
she's
he
sitting on
pulled
his
her
lap.
in, and she's on his lap.
And you could tell she's like moving around, and she's being silly, and she's giggling because she's playing along because, the cameras are rolling. But Christ.
You usually have that rack on display. The deacon. Right? Am I right? That's how it goes. Right? Well, I mean, usually it's a bikini and the whole thing.
Boy, he's
extreme.
boy. If this is now okay, wait. There's going to be more. There's got to be more. If he's just doing this on a television show
with the cameras,
without cameras on,
with the cameras rolling. Yeah,
you should work at Fox here in LA. You'd blend right in. They would love you. Fox LA. They have a pole that they dance on.
Jeez, that is insane.
They have a pole.
This wasn't that long ago, right?
Affleck
This is
3 years
2004.
ago?
is
Oh,
2004.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he's changed his game quite a bit because probably Jennifer Garner's like, you're not going to be having Canadian TV hosts on your lap,
Right?
While I'm dating you because I know that you have a proclivity for nannies. Remember, don't forget, Nanny went on the flight with him.
Yeah. So he came out and apologized for what happened during TRL with that actress. I forget her name.
It was Hillary Burton.
Yeah, he said I was inappropriate and I apologize. This is way more inappropriate.
This girl says that this Anne-Marie Losique says that this is being blown out of proportion. She says, I know that people like fishing for anything, but this is completely out of context. I would like this not have a negative impact on him, and I find it sad. I'm sorry. And Marie, you're wrong about this one. I mean, this guy is being... He's
drunk, or he's high, or something.
Hugely inappropriate.
The way he's acting is like when somebody's drunk.
Oh, my God.
They just won't, they don't have no concept of time. Like, oh, my God, now she's trying to get away, and he's just like, he looks angry.
I like that one. My only thing that I love. Hello, my little one. Oh, my little friend.
Oh, my...
Yeah, this French is having bad reputation now.
You can't even understand him
because he's trying to do her accent.
Yeah,
but he's like
definitely some sort of intoxicated. Oh my God, this is terrible. He's single, right?
At this point in time,
yeah.
No, he was dating Jennifer Lopez.
Right now, he's dating Jennifer Lopez.
No, now he's with Jennifer Garner, his wife, and he's trying to patch up that marriage.
Ooh, I don't think this helps. Yeah, she's out. I actually think she's somewhat of a classy woman.
I know, so do I.
And he already cheated on her, right?
Right.
Yeah.
And she's taken him back, but now a video surfaces of him and his tight relationship with Harvey Weinstein. That can't be good. It can't be good. Now, you remember Rose McGowan called him out on Twitter a couple days ago, and he still hasn't responded to that because knowing that she was raped by Harvey Weinstein and not doing anything for it. Now all these videos surface. I said it the other day that this is going to have an impact on some major stars that decided to get in bed, and I don't mean literally, but I mean figuratively, and go all in with Harvey Weinstein. The guy was super close with Harvey Weinstein, and he behaved in the same fashion as Harvey Weinstein, even when the cameras were rolling.
Yeah, no, it's gonna hit him. But
Ben Affleck is a jackass.
But I bet you this blows over for Ben Affleck because
he's loved.
Even that video right there, it's uncomfortable it is to watch. He didn't do anything too far. Yeah, he was hugging her.
She says it's not too far.
Yeah,
so
she's not doing
if she's
anything.
reciprocating, I guess.
You can definitely tell she's uncomfortable and trying to get away from him, but it's not like he just grabbed a breast or a cheek. You know what I mean?
No, he was grabbing everything.
Well, it was more of her waist, but...
Yeah,
I just watched it.
But his nose grabbed her breast.
It'll be interesting to see what happens with Ben Affleck in this thing. But I still think
he suffers. I think he suffers,
especially if he gets out in front of it and apologizes. Says, "You know what? I was partying a lot back in those days, and I'm sorry. It was inappropriate."
Until he confronts the Rose McGowan issue, I don't think Rose McGowan's going to let it go. And I think that's going to be an issue because he doesn't want to implicate himself.
And Rose McGowan is saying that he didn't say anything he knew about it all.
Yeah,
even though she took a payoff from Weinstein.
And Rose McGowan said she was raped by Harvey Weinstein. This is not sexually assaulted. This is not groped. This is not that she was raped by Harvey Weinstein. So there's lots of this ahead on the horizon for Mr. Affleck and Mr. Weinstein and Miss McGowan.
I wonder if there's anybody else that comes to the forefront. Well, I feel like everybody's throwing everybody under the bus.
That's what you have to be on the lookout for.
All these years, these celebrities get up there at like the Oscars and they talk about their politics. Not one person that was affected by this fat slob could have called him out on national TV and probably had a lot of other people support them because they were affected by it too. They never pointed out a finger.
Aaron put it well on social media yesterday. He says Aaron Van Gossen wrote in on our podcast. He listened to the podcast. By the way, you could get the podcast, but just being our friends on Facebook is Jeff and Jeremy. And he must listen to the podcast, and he responded. And he said, "You're talking about the most powerful man in Hollywood. These are careers people dream of, and you'd ask them to throw it all away? It's a really tough decision to make at the end of the day. What would you do if you were in that spot? I have no idea what I would do, but you can't judge people who would literally risk their careers. And that's what you end up doing by getting in bed with this super powerful man. I'm glad finally somebody came forward and that this scumbag is being exposed. But I don't know what I would do in that situation. I think that's what all the celebrities that were tight with Harvey Weinstein, and politicians for that matter, that were tight with Harvey Weinstein, they knew he was a powerful man. And it wasn't until an investigation came to light that...
But all it takes is a couple of people to stand up and an investigation, and then you're fine. Yes. Your career's not thrown away, and this guy's dealt with. And he could have stopped. They could have... I know. I don't want to blame anybody for not coming forward. I was just thinking about all these celebrities that love to get up there with whatever their political agenda is that they push on people at these award shows, when they really could have done something good to prevent this from happening to younger women that were in the upcoming in the business of Hollywood.
Who knows how many hundreds of women were affected by this, and we probably will never know, because that's the problem with sexual assault, is the victims oftentimes don't come forward because they're afraid of public perception and judgment. That's what allowed this man to do that for so long.
I was reading yesterday that he renegotiated his contract with his own company, Harvey Weinstein, and he apparently had a clause in there that said that he could not be let go, he could not be terminated or whatever. I forget the word they used. He would only be responsible for any damage that the company would have to pay. And for his first offense, he would have to pay the damages, and then he would have to pay the company $250,000. The second offense, he would have to pay whatever the damages were to the
offense, like sexual assault.
Like
offense?
This was spelled out in his contract, Jeff. Like, if he was ever accused of inappropriate conduct,
oh my God,
that he would have to pay the fine that whoever the person sued him for, whatever they sued him for, $1 million, he'd have to pay that, and then he'd have to pay like a penalty back to the company, $250,000. So he would have to pay for all legal fees and all fines, and then he would have to pay the company for the first offense $250,000, second offense $500,000, third offense $750,000, fifth offense $1 million. So it's like, are you kidding me? They knew.
They knew.
Of course
Everybody
they knew.
knew.
They had to have known.
Dude, okay, you're actually costing us a lot of money with your sexual assault settlements here. We need to
protect ourselves.
To get something more from this from a financial standpoint and pay some of those legal fees. So we're going to start fining you as if you were an NFL football player.
Right, because I'm sure his brother and the rest of the partners and everybody else in the Weinstein group knew what he was up to, but never thought it would be to this scale. You know what I mean? I don't think they ever thought it would go to this level. I think they figured maybe an actress would sue him and they would settle and he would have to pay for that. And then he would have to pay a fine to the company.
This would be the cost of doing business.
Right. Yeah, this is just, we need him. This is the cost of doing business. It's like, you never watched Boston Legal, but Denny Crane was kind of the same way. And they made a joke about it because he was one of the partners in the law firm.
That's fiction, okay? That's not real life.
He would grab, they'd have young girls working there and he'd grab their little pinch on the booty.
And that is fiction, okay? That is a television show. That was not real people being offended by what was taking place to their own bodies at the hands of Harvey Weinstein. And other things besides hands. Wow. This company can't survive, right?
I don't know. I know it's one of the biggest, but I feel like they want to change the name as it is. They're going to at least have to change the name. Maybe they have to dissolve the company and then take the existing partners and, build a new company or something like that. Because obviously these people are good at what they do, but under that name, I don't know how
covering up sexual assault
continues to thrive in Hollywood after all this. Yeah, I wouldn't want to be associated with it.
No, anybody that's involved in that company, I would not want to be associated with if I'm an actor or an actress.
All right.
And there's going to have to be a lot of convincing done on behalf of those executives at that company to these actors and actresses. And they produce films? That's what they do? They're producers, right?
TV shows and films, yeah.
People can produce. There's a lot of people in Hollywood that are producers that could produce similar shows, right?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. There's a reason they're the best at what they do. I couldn't tell you if they're writing the shows, if they hire the writers, how they put it all together, but they're the production company behind it.
Insanity.
Seriously, though. Ow. Jeff and Jeremy in the morning. 93.3 KZOZ rocks.